Strom-Thurmond and Lincoln County both thrive when they establish the line of scrimmage and run the ball well, but both defenses have a talented and deep group on the other side of the football. So we'll see what they can do. They'll both be looking to establish themselves as a state championship contender ahead of region play starting for both in next week. Burke County, the only squad from the GHSA to make it to the state championships in Atlanta last December. And even though the Bears fell short that night, they're looking to get back there and win it this time around, even as the 10 seed in Class 2A. Strom-Thurmond making their third state semifinal appearance in the upper side of the state in the last 4 years, but they'll face a familiar foe tonight. Chester, in fact, was the team that knocked the Rebels out of the playoffs in the first round last year, but this time the Cyclones have to come to Strom-Thurmond's turf. The softball postseason in South Carolina is reaching the late innings. Just 3 area squads still alive. Richburg-Monetta in that group looking to take home a state title in Class 1A. The Trojans welcome Whitmire to kick off the 1A upper state finals, but they quickly fall behind 5-0 by the top of the 5th inning. The Wolverines would lay down a bunt here and trade an out for runners on 2nd and 3rd. RSM trying to get out of a jam, but the Trojans have no trick up their sleeve. RSM drops this one 13-0 and now heads to Dixie, needing a win to stay alive on Monday night. Headed up Highway 39 to Saluda now. The Tigers hosting 96 to open Upper State in 2A, and they'd find the outfield grass first with this single. Couldn't get on the board that time, though. Both pitchers shutting it down to start. Saluda starter striking out the side in the second, and the bats for the Tigers woke up just after our departure. Saluda stays hot with a shutout W, and they'll try to defend home turf in the winner's bracket against Chesney on Monday. And at Jackets Park, North Augusta baseball needs a win in the 4A lower state semis to stay alive. Jackets get one to tie, then Wyatt Long drops one in, and here comes A.J. Warren around 3rd. Face full of dust, but Blue says safe. North Augusta takes a 2-1 lead in the second, but they would fly no further in the end. Airport finishes the 2-game sweep to end North Augusta's season in the semis. To Russ Chandler Stadium for the Atlanta Regional. 4-seed UIC giving number 2 Georgia Tech an early scare, but those Flames burned out quickly. Alex Hernandez crushes this 2-run homer to tie it at 2. That would be the start of 17 unanswered for the Jackets. Hernandez, though, he wasn't done. He leaves the park for the 3rd time in 6 innings to make it 20-3. The reigning ACC Freshman of the Year goes 4 for 6 with 3 homers and drives in 9 runs. Georgia Tech cruises over UIC, and here's Hernandez on a career day at the plate.
Just saw the ball well, and stuck to the game plan. Our game plan for the starter and the guys coming in the game were spot on. We knew what we needed to do, and just passing it back to the next guy, not trying to do too much.
Meanwhile, the Braves in Cincinnati for a weekend series with the Reds, and Ronald Acuna Jr. with some early Friday night fireworks. He follows up his grand slam in Boston yesterday with a leadoff homer in the 1st inning. Atlanta would jump out to a 4-0 lead in the 2nd inning, and despite a Reds rally, the Braves would add 4 more in the 6th to put this one to bed. Michael Harris II with 3 of the Braves' 13 hits as they win it 8-3. A berth in the GIAA Class A state title game on the line in Waynesboro. 2-seed Edmund Burke Academy hosting 3-seed Flint River Academy as the Spartans look to advance to make it in the state championship game for the 3rd straight season. And it was the backfield tandem of twin brothers that powered the offense. Noah Hickman drops it in the bucket to Coe and Felix for the game's opening touchdown. Then it was Sam Hickman's turn, dashing and dancing through the snow like Santa's reindeer, down to the goal line to set up another touchdown. And then Flint River, you got mossed. Sam with the takeaway and finishes the game off in style. Keeps the read option for his 2nd touchdown to send the Spartans to state.
You can't say enough about both of them. I mean, they're both sophomores coming out here carrying the load for us on the offense, throwing the ball, running the ball, doing a little bit of everything. It's just, credit first off, they're tremendous kids. They have tremendous parents, and then they go out, they play really well on offense and defense, and especially on Friday night.
The Spartans stand just 1 win away from a 3-peat in the GIAA as they advance to the state championship game at Mercer University in 2 weeks' time. In Waynesboro, Gunter Schroeder on your side. Well, looking at the size of the women's polo programs competing for a national title, you'd be forgiven for thinking USCA was overmatched. But even with less riders and resources, the Pacers were flawless, taking home their first championship in school history.
just for how long we have been working at this national title.
Even with the team half the size, USCA completed a perfect season in dominant fashion with a little help from the community.
But we, because of the generosity of the community, are able to use other people's horses who, as you've heard, won awards. Now, the thing about skill is no amount of money can buy that. And that's what we have here in these three tremendous young ladies.
The community has really filled in the gaps, been donating a lot to us, especially throughout this last season. You're also putting that energy and time into the horses, and they make just as much of a difference in the game as we do as ourselves.
All three women are coming back to chase back-to-back titles.
Since we are a small student-run program, we have a lot of work to do. But now that we have the university support, we're really excited to keep building on what we started.
We were nervous this year just because we are the underdog team, and so we're going to be a little nervous next year even defending that title. But we're really excited to build on the momentum.
With the same mission of defying the odds. In Aiken, Gunter Schroeder, on your side.